Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have kind of a rant, but some information to share with you today because California is on the verge of making a monumental mistake once again. And this really just underscores the issues within the party. It underscores how liberal Democrats still don't get it. They still do not understand, have not properly diagnosed why Donald Trump won 2 times. And because of this issue, because liberals still don't get it, it has opened the door to a potential Republican governor in the absolutely sky blue or sapphire blue state of California. So here's why I'm saying this. California is on the verge of nominating Javier Becerra. What the polls show is that Becerra is at basically he's in a three-way race at this point. Becerra, who's a Democrat, he's at 23% approval. Hilton is at 20. He is the Republican in the race. And then Tom Steyer is at 15. Those are the top three candidates. Now in California, what we have here is what they call a jungle primary. What that means is the top two vote getters advance on in after the primary, they advance to the final election in November, to the general election. So it could be two Democrats, it could be two Republicans, it could be one of each. The fact that so many people who were going to vote for who we now know is an alleged scumbag, who got out of the race. His name is escaping me at the moment. Eric Swalwell, excuse me. A lot of those people then moved over to Becerra. The reason being is that they were Becerra and Eric Swalwell are moderates. They're corporate Democrats. Okay. They work for the corporate donors. They are not progressives. They say they are, they pretend to be, but they are what I call progressives. They put on an act, they say all the right things, kind of, sort of, which I'll get to in a minute, but then they do basically nothing better than what the Republicans do. Outside of, oh, I'm going to fly a rainbow flag outside of my office, kneel in kente cloth. Like it's all of the culture war stuff. But when it comes to the policies that are actually going to improve people's lives, they just don't do it because their corporate owners will not allow it. This is how we end up with Donald Trump and Donald Trump-like figures because I'm telling you guys, you have to trust me on this. I hear it in every focus group. Every single focus group says there's at least a few, if not every single participant, and these are all swing voters who went from from Trump to Biden and then from Biden to Trump. They all say, what's the difference? What is the difference? My life didn't improve under a Democrat. They're not feeling it. They're not seeing the benefits in voting for Democrats because we keep electing these moderates. So I'll give you a few examples and why I am now going to cast my ballot for Tom Steyer. And if you are in California, I urge you to do the same. I was a Katie Porter supporter. However, she has fallen way behind. She has no chance of winning at this point. Also, I saw a video where someone was asking her about what happened in Gaza and the genocide, and if she would say that it was a genocide. She would not even stop to answer their question. Not that she didn't stop and agree with it, that it's a genocide. She would not even stop and give them the time of day. That was a huge turnoff for me. So I am throwing my weight behind Tom Steyer. I'm going to vote for him in the primary. I hope that you all do the same. Tom Steyer has proposed an AI, not a moratorium, but a financial program that will help people who lose their jobs as a result of AI. This is a major, major issue that people are sleeping on. People do not understand how AI is going to upend the job market and destroy it. How average Americans are going to have nothing. Even even white collar workers, especially white collar workers. This is a major threat in our country and around the world. He is the only candidate who has proposed that we have some sort of protection for workers who are displaced by AI taking their job. And I want to read you, this is from Wired News Outlet. Here's what they wrote. They said that Steyer is to or has introduced a quote token tax, which would tax big tech companies a fraction of a cent for every unit of data processed for AI. The funding generated by that tax would go to what Steyer has called the Golden State Sovereign Wealth Fund, with some of that money being earmarked for jobs building housing, so construction work, healthcare, and modernizing California's energy infrastructure. The aim of the initiative, this is from Steyer's own website, this part, it says the aim of the initiative will be to strengthen the foundation of the state's economy, invest in our communities, and create beautiful, vibrant public spaces. They said that this is to support these efforts, that Steyer is going to heavily invest in training and apprenticeship programs throughout the state of California. So that is one area where he is way ahead of every other candidate. He also has proposed a statewide health plan. Okay. This is massive for everyone. But, you take someone like me who's self-employed and, we don't have health insurance through my husband's employer. This is huge. Okay. This would literally save us $2,000 a month. I mean, yes, there could be an increase in tax, but it's not going to be $2,000 a month. I guarantee you. So he wants to ensure healthcare for everyone in the state. He has made this a core tenet of his campaign. He is backed by progressive Ro Khanna. I believe he was endorsed by Bernie Sanders as well. So, I mean, this is necessary. This is absolutely necessary. You look at Becerra's website, and he's all about moderation, incrementalism. And let me explain something, okay? And I don't want to throw this person under the bus, but I had a comment the other day in under one of my videos. And this person said, I don't have a problem with incrementalism. I don't understand, everything can't happen or I don't know how they said it, but basically like everything can't happen overnight. I'm fine with little changes at a time. That is a very privileged position to take. Let me just say that. Okay. And again, I don't mean to throw this person under the bus or insult them, but if you are fine with little changes nibbling around the edge, then you are probably either comfortable or wealthy. You probably don't have a care in the world, because I can tell you right this moment as I'm speaking, there is a mother who is on her knees sobbing, begging God to save her child who is dying of cancer, who cannot afford health insurance. So to say, oh, I'm fine with everything going slowly, great. That's great for you. But there are millions of people in this country, tens of millions of people in this country who cannot wait. They are dying. Their child is dying. Their spouse is dying. Their parent is dying. They have some sort of need and they cannot afford to fix it. And that is amoral. I'm sorry. It is beyond immoral. It is amoral to not provide people with health insurance so that they can save their own life or the life of one of their loved ones. And this nibbling around the edges bullshit is not going to cut it. And Becerra specifically says on his website that, as much as I would love to do universal health care, we have to start small and then build out. No, we don't. No, we fucking don't. I'm done with that shit. I am done with these corporate owned moderate jackasses. Look at what's going on in New York. Okay. Everybody was waiting to see, oh my God, is Zoran Mamdani going to blow it? Is he going to follow through? How could he possibly do the things he's promising? He is one of the most popular Democrats in the entire country. He has like a 60% approval rating because everyone loves what he is doing. And he's not doing it on the back of workers. He's not doing it on the back of average, hardworking, working class Americans. He is doing it in part by taxing the rich who get away with murder, who offshore, who send their money offshore, who hide their wealth, who play games with their taxes, who use loopholes to get out of paying for anything. And then claim that they're the patriots, they love America, but yet they don't want to help anybody in America. They don't want to make the country better. So speaking of wealthy people, and how they get away with shit, Tom Steyer, as a billionaire, is the only candidate in this race who is supporting a wealth tax on California billionaires. So here's an article about that. This is a one-time tax. It is minimal compared, for them. I mean, it would be obscene for us, but for billionaires, it's like a drop in the bucket. They're all whining and crying, threatening to leave the state. Good fucking riddance. If you want to go, they won't, by the way. They didn't. They threatened that with Zoran Mamdani in New York, and they haven't left. So Tom Steyer is behind this. This tax will help our country. It will allow for a lot of these things that he wants to do to help everyone. And, one thing that really pisses me off with all of these billionaires is you didn't get to be a billionaire because you were out there busting your ass 24 hours a day, 7 days a week until you became a billionaire. Yes, you maybe came up with a business idea. You maybe took the risk, but you know what? Building that business took other people. You had to have help doing that. And then all you do is hoard it. And I personally know very wealthy people who are at this moment doing exactly that. Like building the most obscene things at their homes, but don't provide health insurance for their employees. Don't provide a 401k match for their employees. It's fucking sickening. So anyway, Tom Steyer is behind this. These are some of the reasons why I'm backing him. Like I said, Katie Porter does not have a chance to win. So I encourage everybody, if you have not turned in your primary ballot yet, absolutely do so, vote. And I encourage you to vote for Tom Steyer. He will change things in a way that people will never look at the Republicans again. They will look at what he does if he follows through and he makes all of this happen, just like Zoran Mamdani has done in New York. Young voters especially will go, why would I ever vote for Republicans again? Look at what they did during Donald Trump's second term. They destroyed the United States. And Democrats, progressive Democrats like Tom Steyer and Zoran Mamdani, are making my life better. They're actively working to improve my life. I will never go back to voting for Republicans again. If that is what you want as a voter, if you are a Democrat, if you are a liberal especially, and that is what you want, for someone like Trump or another, Trump family member or JD Vance to never win again, you will vote for a progressive. So I hope you guys heed this warning. I really hope that Javier Becerra doesn't win because guess what? All you're doing is showing all of these voters that, yeah, we're going to keep nominating and voting for the same thing over and over and over again. And your life is not going to improve. And so why don't you go look for somebody else on the other side? So, anyway, guys, there you go. Vote wisely. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.